This is the video review for Transformers Energon Hot Rod, or Rodimus Minor, or whatever name Hashtag or TacBro decided to go with this time for the Hot Rod character. In this figure, I really want to like it because what the robot should look like is really cool. How the transformation works is really cool. And this is a badass vehicle mode. One thing I want to point out is he does actually have a spoiler that goes across here. But I took the spoiler off. It's in two pieces that end up on his arms. And they just flip around a lot, and they're actually a real pain to handle. They make it a real pain to handle the figure. I took them off, and now I don't know where they are. So the vehicle mode actually gets cooler than this, but it's not worth it for what it does to the robot mode. Rolls quite nicely, and this is just such a cool vehicle mode. It reminds me of some of the trucks I've seen at a couple air shows where they have a jet engine strapped to the back and it goes boom. Except that's not just a show vehicle, this is a functional vehicle. So yeah, I really like this vehicle mode. And the transformation is pretty neat. Fold in these wings here. Fold the legs down. And fold out the really long heel spurs. Look at that. Take him around to the front. Fold down this plate. That'll give you his pelvis / pelvis skirt. And then split his back. And like Energon Hotshot, his head's on a weird thing like this. That ends up making it so his head only has limited articulation. And then you'll take his arms, fold them down, and flip the engines in. Or the rocket engines. And this is Hot Rod in robot mode. Hot Rod in robot mode. And his proportions are off. This right here, his torso, should be about that, between here and somewhere around this range here. It's just too short for how big his shoulders are, for how long and big his lower legs are, and it means that his arms, they're not actually in proportion, but they look like they're in proportion because his shoulders are so low on the body. And aside from that, though, he looks great. I like the way he looks. He doesn't have much kibble, and it's just a very powerful look for Rodimus. But the posability is where it becomes kind of a problem, because his posability is a lot better than Armada Hotshot's posability, but the thing is, it's frustrating to use, and that almost makes it worse. He does have some head articulation, especially if you're willing to break his neck. He does have forward and back shoulder articulation. These will go in and out with a bump up against here. This is real annoying too. I have a good mind to take that off as well. That would actually improve the figure quite a bit. Then he has an elbow, but it's a very high elbow. And it's a ball joint though, so you do get use out of it. The arms go in and out. And then you also get a joint here like this, so you can do some interesting things with this, with his shoulder joint. It's just, the range isn't quite what it should be. Its usefulness is limited, but it's neat that it's there. And then the legs go back beautifully. But going forward, this is as far as they can go without bending Rodimus' skirt forward. Which is just awful. I mean, that looks horrible. I detest that. But his legs are quite nice. Forward, back, out. and nice clicky joints with a good gradation. And then a nice knee, and because of, he doesn't have a thigh swivel, but because these are so long and so are his toes, he doesn't really need one because he'll be able to balance no matter what. Like, that has some badass leg posing. So his legs are quite nice. His arms could use some work. Just taking that off would improve them so much. And he's not a bad figure. He should be better, but he's not bad. And those are my thoughts. Thank you for watching.